Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am Coach Sherry, and I try to do this where I'm at live. I am on the property of the Biltmore Estate, which is here in Asheville, North Carolina. And I was driving to the village inn here on the property. I just left the estate and I toured it. I went live. I hope you were able to see it and enjoy it as much as I did. But I'm on my way back to the village within the property, and that's where there's shops and the hotel and the winery and such, and that's where my daughters are right now. But when I was driving past, I saw this lake, and they have a few lakes on the property, and I'm not sure if this one is the bass lake, but they do have a lake where they have nothing but bass fish in it. This is an amazing property. Just it's 8,000 acres. The home on it is the largest privately owned home in the United States at 175,000 square feet. And I toured as much as I could. It definitely is going to require not more than a few times to see everything, because there's many levels. There's at least 5 or 6 levels to that mansion, well, estate. And oh my goodness, you have to be in shape. So let me tell you some lessons learned about the Biltmore, or my point of view and my experience, let's say. So I had purchased my tickets to go to tour the home. And it's interesting because you have to have a ticket to come on the property. So even if you are just a passenger in the car, because once you get on the property, you have access to just about everything, but you have to pay extra to tour the home. And even if you are a passenger, even if you're not doing anything but just enjoying the sights, you have to pay the same price. So the flat fee period is $80. And to tour the home, I believe it was like 120, maybe 100, and it was 100 and something dollars to add, to go and tour the home too. I don't think they should charge that much for the passengers. I mean, $80 is a lot per person, and you're not even getting a chance to tour the home. So I think I don't know, that's excessive. But I guess, to keep the upkeep of the land and everything, but I'm sure there's a trust that also takes care of this land. It is a historical landmark, so I'm sure they also get federal funding to be this property. I am going to look into maybe season passes, because this is not a place you want to just come to once. This is about my third time coming here, and each time I come, I see something different, like this lake. I've never noticed this lake before. I do also love horseback riding, and they have wonderful horseback trails. Even as you're driving, you have to go very slow because you have to look out for bikes and horses. And so I would love to go riding in here as well. One thing that I know is, I'm definitely going to do my best to stay in shape and take care of myself, because in order to enjoy really the great things that life has to offer, that this country has to offer, you have to be in shape. Y'all, all the stairs that I walked up and down when I was touring that home, I was like, if this was last year, when I was trying to get my medication together for my heart and everything, I wouldn't have been able to do it. It was a lot of walking. So if you do come, make sure you wear some comfortable shoes. Unfortunately, I have on sandals. They're comfortable, but not for all the walking that I've done. But the disappointment that I had was, I don't know if some of you may or may not have been following along with the different lives that I did throughout the day, but when I first entered the home, I had my selfie stick, and I didn't have it all the way pulled up. It was actually not pulled up at all, but I did have my phone on it because it is a very hot day, and I knew that the home didn't have central air. And I just know that the heat from my body, my hand on my phone is already going to be hot. I didn't want to add anything to it, so the selfie stick is perfect. And the people that let me in, that I showed my ticket to, they told me that I could use my selfie stick. I just couldn't have it raised for security purposes. And I get that. And, no problem. And so I had it as low as it could go, and they said that was fine. So I'm in the home touring, going live, and eventually, at some point, after being in there for maybe 15, 20 minutes, one of the people that works there, he came up to me and said that I couldn't have a selfie stick, but that I could take pictures and video, but I just couldn't have a selfie stick. And I mentioned to him that the people that let me in at the front door had told me I could, as long as I didn't have it raised. And he said that's against the rules, and he was going to call. He called, and they said, yeah, no selfie sticks, which it doesn't make sense. First of all, I got there 2 hours before it closed. I'm by myself at this point, and it's not even crowded. It's not a lot of people there. Regardless if I have my phone on the selfie stick or not, I had my selfie stick still. It's not like they took it from me. I still had it in my hand. So if it was to be some kind of weaponry or something, having it should have been the problem. But I adhered to what he said. So I took my phone off the selfie stick and held it. And I'm going through the house. Now, I have been all through the main level. I'm up on the second level. I think I'm on the third level at this point. And someone said, that works there, said, are you recording? And I said, yeah. And I wasn't even talking. I was just, walking around. And she said, are you on FaceTime? And I said, no. And she said, oh, you live? I said, yeah. And she said, lives are not allowed. Look at the dog. He has a life jacket on too. Let's see. Look at the dog. And so she said that, oh, this is what my daughter said she wanted to do. Oh yeah, I didn't know you could do it here. Tubing. Awesome. The dog is still hanging in there. But she told me I couldn't go live, that I had to disconnect live. And I'm like, well, everyone saw me filming, the whole time that I was here. So she said, no, you're not supposed to go live. You can record and you can take pictures, but you can't go live. You can go FaceTime, but just not live. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, I know there's rules for certain reasons, but they have to make it make sense. So again, and I told her, I said, I didn't know that. And, maybe it was in the fine print, because she said it's on the website. Well, everyone doesn't read the website, and there's so many people that are content creators and are out here recording and, doing a lot of things until they need to have that somewhere, like posted up. But what they really need, and I hope that someone from Biltmore is listening to this, they really need to have a team meeting, an employee-based meeting, to get back together, because everyone had something different to say to me. It's almost like every level I went on, it was a new rule that the people before was okay with, but then these people weren't. And then they need to have consistency when it comes to the hostesses that are there and the messages that they send to the guests that are visiting. Because can I have the selfie stick? It's a yes or no question. Because it sounded like I could have it. Hello. It sounded like I could have it. I could have it, but I just couldn't have it raised. That was the first message that I got, but it turned out I wasn't allowed to have a selfie stick. But I could record or take photos. And then I'm live, that's recording, And then later on, you can't record. I mean, you can't be live, but you can record. So they need to have a meeting and bring everyone together, because listen, when you're spending almost $400, with everyone's tickets, be it whether or not they went to to tour the home or just went, just to come in because it's $80 per person, you should be able to go live, is all I'm saying. So I'm going to write a letter actually to Biltmore just to let them know they need to have more consistency. I don't agree with that. I didn't have the fight in me to try and, as Slasher Chicks would say, negotiate on, why or why not. Each person seemed really adamant about it, and it just wasn't worth it to me. So I was like, you know what, let me just continue the tour. I did record the remainder of what I saw in the basement. The basement was really interesting because they had a full gym, they had a bowling alley, they have an indoor swimming pool. That house definitely has all the bells and whistles. So again, I recommend that you come and check out the Biltmore Estates. They definitely need to become more cohesive, and the messaging needs to be more standard amongst all of their employees on what you can and cannot do within the home. I mean, in real life, I was surprised I could take any videos, pictures, or anything, because a lot of the items in the home were from the 1600s, very old tapestry, the wood flooring, the furnishings, the bedding. All those things were very expensive and old and valuable, and sometimes they don't like you to take pictures and things like that because some people use flash. I know that you really shouldn't. I didn't see where you couldn't, but that could harm the materials. It can fade it. And so that's why usually when you are touring a very old place, you're not able to record, or and it's a historical landmark, so I wouldn't be surprised. But they said I could, so that's why I did it. But at any rate, it was a beautiful home to go through. Definitely felt like a castle. Could not imagine living in something so grand. I mean, 10,000 square feet is huge to me. 5,000 even is big, but that 175,000 square feet is huge. Definitely saw the difference between the servants' quarters and the main home. I mean, they were so over the top elaborate with the main living quarters, like the first few floors. But when you got to the basement area where the servants lived, it was so ultra basic. They didn't even have, regular bathrooms like they did in the other bedrooms. Even for it to have been built in 1890, they still had tubs and toilets, and in the servants' quarters, they just had the types of bathrooms that they had in the 1850s and 30s, where it was the basin, the porcelain basin and whatnot. So, I thought that was very telling of what they thought of the people that really took care of them and their home. And for it to be such a huge house and for them to only have one daughter, it's like how many people visited at one time, I believe they have like 23 bedrooms. It's 250 different rooms. They had so many different living spaces, living rooms, sitting rooms, beautiful library. The views were just breathtaking of the Appalachian Blue Ridge Mountains. And that gave me life. Let me tell you, anytime I could be around an ocean or mountains, that's all I need. And here it was the mountains, and now with this lake, listen, but everything is so far. You definitely have to have a full tank of gas driving around the property because everything is so spaced out. And where the house is to the main road outside of the property is 3 miles. So it's very far. It's 8,000 acres. And there's a lot that you can do on here. There's lots of restaurants, gift shops. Again, they have a museum. If you ever looking for a conference place, or to have even an event like a wedding or anniversary or anything like that, they have space for that as well. And the hotels and the villas that they have, the cottages, are very, very nice. Great accommodations, and the food that they serve at the restaurants they vary. They have traditional, just regular quick food, and then they have really fine dining. They have the winery, and it's free wine tasting when you purchase your $80 ticket, just your basic ticket. And let me tell you, I forget what the discount is, but if you're over 65, you definitely get an even better discount. And I can't wait. Listen, there goes some people bike riding now. I could imagine bike riding through here would be amazing. And yeah, 65, you get a big discount. But I want to check into the season passes. I know typically season passes, you get a better deal. And I'll be back here probably around the Christmas holidays, because the second time I came was during the Christmas holidays, and it was so beautiful. I was here for a conference. I did a presentation in one of their buildings, and that building was so beautiful too. But they sometimes will have art exhibits come through as well, and you can get tickets and access to see those types of things. But Biltmore Estate is a must-see, for it to be the largest privately owned home. It's the Vanderbilts, it's Anderson Cooper, it's Gloria Vanderbilt. If any of you used to wear her jeans, I know I did. And look at that ant. I haven't seen a black ant that big in a long time. Look at it. Yeah, it's a lot of wildlife. I think it was a beaver or something on my ride over. I saw a huge black turkey, which was strange, just walking along, And yeah, those butterflies are playing a cat mouse chase with each other. But just hearing this water is so peaceful and a good way to end the day. I see, several people have chairs out, and the trees are sturdy enough too. If you wanted to hang a hammock, there's some that are close enough to hang a hammock. And I can imagine, living near here in Asheville. It's 2 hours from Charlotte, but living near here, just coming here, periodically, you have nothing else to do. And Charlotte has some beautiful parks as well, similar to this, but it doesn't have the beautiful Biltmore Estate on it or the other amenities. So this is a good step off. Just drive 2 hours up the road a bit, and it was a nice ride. No tolls or anything like that, no traffic. So, it was definitely worth the drive, and just enjoying this beautiful day. It is a hot day, but because we're in the mountains, even though it's in the 80s, it's not humid at all. It's not a sticky hot. It's just a hot, because the temperature is high. It's not a hot and humid, which makes it really great. But I wanted to take you here to this historical site, and I hope everyone enjoyed the lives that I had. I had about, I don't even know, 3 or 4 lives maybe. Had to walk from the parking. Didn't realize I could have taken a bus shuttle. Let me see how many steps I got so far for today. I know it's a ton. Let me see. Okay. You know what? I didn't even get that many steps. I got 5,288. I walked 2.18 miles. I really felt like I walked way more than that. I can't believe that that's it. But it's probably because I climbed so many stairs and went up and down so many stairs. It felt like it was much more than that. You know how sometimes the way that you walk outweighs the distance. And those stairs were no joke. Oh my goodness. They were like 40 a clip, But it was a great day, and I'm thankful and grateful to God that I was able to do it. Y'all, if this was a year ago, I would not have been able to. And I'm still not 100%. I won't be. My heart's not going to get better. It's just at a pace where it's just doing what it do. It's not getting worse, which is the best thing. And I'm just really grateful to be able to enjoy things like this, And if you're able, I hope that you get out and enjoy things like this wherever you are too. Life is so short, and you want to make great memories even if it's just for yourself, so that maybe during the week, if you have challenging moments, you can think back on days like this and remember that it's still here waiting for you so you can do it again. Don't let these moments be one and done. Definitely do them again. I'm just going to stay here for a little while longer and go up to the village hotel area and have a nice dinner with my family. All right, everyone, I appreciate you for checking me out, for being here. For those of you that have been rocking with me for so long, I appreciate your support. And for those of you that are new to my channel, thank you for thinking enough of me to say, you know what, I want to be part of this team. This channel is about workforce development, career readiness, entrepreneurship, real life, real issues, and real talk. And this right here is real life. Remember, every day, practice so hard that when you play, you will always play to win. It's been my pleasure sharing my day with you. I am Coach Sherry.